I never discussed safety around train tracks with Kailynn. My name is Sandra LaRose, and on August 16th, I'm not even quite sure exactly what time, but my daughter, Kailynn, who was 16 at the time, was in an accident with a train in Weyburn, and that was the day that changed my life forever. Kailynn was lovable. She was the class clown. She was everybody's friend. She was compassionate, and she loved every person and every animal. She would find something good in everybody. She was beautiful, athletic, smart, honor roll student. She had everything going for her. Her life revolved around her phone, whether it was her work schedule, her exam schedule. All of her marks were on her phone. Her teachers texted her, they emailed her. So her phone was a huge part of her life. Even her and I, to stay in contact with each other, and her dad and her to stay in contact with each other, it was always through the phone. I came into the house and it was 6:30, 6:45, and I thought that was odd because she told me she wasn't going to be very long. So I sent her a text message asking where she was. Almost instantly, my phone dinged, and I thought it was her replying. And I looked at my phone, and it was her friend Cameron, who had sent me a message on Facebook asking me to phone this phone number. And it was the RCMP. And the constable had told me that Kailynn was in a car accident. I think I personally realized that she wasn't going to pull through before the doctors even told us that. But it was 2 o'clock on the afternoon of her birthday, August 21st, that the doctors called us all in. They said, if Kailynn pulled through this, there's a likelihood that she would have no quality of life. And I knew she wanted to be an organ donor. So I knew that that's the call that had to be made and the decision that had to be made. Her accident was deemed distracted driving. Google Maps was activated on her phone, and there was Snapchat notifications that obviously come up. I think they come up all the time on kids' phones. But that they were guessing that she looked down at her seat. She drove a Standard, so she didn't have the phone in her hand. It would have been on the seat next to her. That she looked down is what they're guessing, just as she crossed the tracks and the train hit her. She would have had her music going, and she wouldn't have heard the train whistle. So the phone was not the only thing that was distracting. I never thought that I would have to warn Kailynn that if she played her music loud, she wouldn't hear a train whistle. I was told her you wouldn't hear the police siren or the ambulance siren or the fire truck siren, but I never once said, you're not going to hear the train whistle. The train hit her in the back passenger side of the car. And the constable said it pushed her probably 50 yards down the track, and then it rolled down the embankment and it rolled onto the driver's side. It didn't roll completely over. The train crew righted the car. She actually gave the train crew her name at the accident and then started convulsing. If I could go back to that day, I would change everything. And if I could have been on her shoulder that day, I would have turned her phone off. Told her to figure out where you're going before you go. But I can't go back. And she can't go back.